Hey guys, it's Katy K with the Calvert Webzine. I'm here with Dave from Haste today, and I hope you guys, I'm looking forward to it just as much as we have. So here goes nothing. We already know your name, but can you tell us what you do for Haste today?
I play guitar.
The band is very well known among kids in my generation and a few years before, but my parents also enjoy your music. Is there any message that you would hope that people might get from your music?
Yeah, our main thing is that we just want to have a message of love. There's been a lot of, the reason why the band started primarily is that, and the reason why we've been around for as long as we have been is that we just feel like there's not enough love in the hardcore scene, and we want to see kids love each other, and you know, and you have to make a choice to love the person next to you. It's like no matter what band t-shirt they have on, or what kind of music they like, or even what they believe, if they're Christian or not, like we're still called to love everyone. That's what Jesus did for us, and so that's what we feel like we should be.
We're gonna have plenty of room. We're gonna go on the other side.
Spreading in the scene. So at every show, we make a point to say that from stage, and hopefully encourage kids to love each other and not, you know, have so much division and hatred amongst themselves.
Hey, how did you get started, and did you ever see from the start? Did you see you be here?
No, I've actually only been playing with the band for about 3 years, but the band was started by our bass player Mike Murphy and two of his best friends, and that was about 10 years ago. And they started the band just because they wanted to play some music and they wanted to win the Battle of the Bands at their high school. And from there it just kind of took off, and they started touring and caught the attention of Tooth and Nail Records, Solid State, and got signed to Solid State, and just been doing it ever since.
Haste today is known as a Christian band. Do you think that this affects your listener base in any way?
It does. You know, there's a lot of kids that come to the shows that I think like Haste today because we're a Christian band, and there's also a lot of kids that aren't so much into the Christian thing, but they still like the music, and so you know, that's very positive for us to be able to impact their lives, you know, whether they agree with our message or not, but can still walk away with us trying to love them. So.
Do you hope to change the beliefs of some? Like, do you made an impact? Do you hope, like, for a kid to leave the show, maybe hopefully believing a little bit better, like more into Jesus?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're going around trying to force our beliefs down anyone's throat, but hopefully kids will see something in us that you know, that's different than maybe other Christians that they've come across, and that we do genuinely love them no matter what they believe, and that you know, we believe that love comes from Jesus, and you know, whether they accept that or not is not our job to, you know, to force anything down their throats. But yeah, of course, I mean, I want everyone to know the love that we have, so you know, it's always like a thing that we're trying to strive towards.
What influences do you have that you think other people should be aware of?
Like musical influences? Yeah. I don't know. We all listen to all different kinds of music, so I think that's what, every time we make a new record, you know, there's always different influences that come in, and so, you know, each one of us in the band listens to different kinds of music, and I don't know. Like Mike grew up listening to Living Sacrifice and Zayo and all the old bands on Solid State Records, and but our musical influence comes from all kinds of different things. So it's kind of hard to explain.
Your song "Haunting," what was the basis for the song, and is there a story behind it?
I actually don't know because Steven wrote all the lyrics for that, so it would be better to ask me. So I can't really answer that question.
The personal favorite of mine and Jenna, who helped write the questions, is the closest thing to closure. How does it make you feel to know that your music has helped people through some tough times and gives us hope?
That's definitely one of the most encouraging things that that we come across. And, like, try and make it a point to talk to kids at every show and build relationships with fans, and we love hearing stories like that of people being encouraged by lyrics, or maybe when we sit on stage or just hanging out with kids. That's one of the big reasons that we do what we do, is so we can build those relationships. So it's always very encouraging to do stuff like that.
Out of the songs you guys have recorded and put together, do you have a personal favorite one?
Not really. I mean, I like all the different songs for different reasons. I like playing some of them live, and some of them I just like the lyrics. Some of them I just like the the melodies and knowing the stories behind the songs. So I don't really have any. I like the songs for different reasons. So.
Do you have a certain record that speaks out to you that you guys have done?
I think our most recent record, it was a very conceptual album, because it's a metaphor about, the story is that a sheep, or there's like a flock of sheep that are being attacked by and hunted by wolves, and they get saved by a pride of lions, and it's very metaphorical and really pretty deep, and as we were walking through the writing process, Steve was coming up with these ideas and sharing them with us, and it was a pretty cool experience of being able to draw on life experiences and kind of make that metaphor come to life.
If you hadn't joined Haste today, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
I don't know, I have no idea. Working somewhere, not at school.
What do you see yourself doing down the road in 10 years?
I don't know. I always, that's always a question that everyone has in the back of their minds, and I kind of like to not plan ahead. I don't think it's very, to me, it's not very biblical to plan that far ahead. Maybe have a general idea, but not live your life, because you never know where God's going to take you, and I think that we're called to be faithful for what God wants to do in your life, and you have to be open to that. And so if you make your own plans, a lot of times they just don't work out, or you're not going to live a life that's as fulfilling as the one that God has planned out for you if you're not open to what He wants to do. So I have no idea what I'm going to do in 10 years. I didn't know I was going to be playing Haste today 5 years ago, so who knows.
If you had a chance to talk to a younger version of you, what would you say?
I guess, I don't know, just be open to the possibilities that God has and that life has. There's just so much out there, and God has such big plans for everyone. And, not to get bogged down by whatever's happening in the present, because you never know what's going to happen in the future, and, what God's going to do in your life.
If you could go on tour with any band, who would you pick?
I don't know. Part of the fun of touring is getting to meet new bands and meeting people that you never thought would. You get to meet bands that you've never heard of that end up becoming your best friends. So that's part of the fun of touring. I don't know. I'm always just open to whatever.
What is your biggest fear, be it rational or not?
I don't know. Maybe my biggest fear is maybe just missing out on what I could be doing in this life. Of not taking advantage of the opportunities that are given to me, and just being old and having regrets about not having lived enough.
Do you have any tour stories from years you've been out on the road?
I do, but some of them are not appropriate. So, those are just best kept in my head.
If you could create a custom CD that 500 teens would receive, what songs of yours would you choose to put on it, and why?
Probably Stitches, Chorus of Angels, White as Snow. I don't know. Just like lyrically, I like the songs that are easy to grab hold of and they have a really positive message. So I'll include those songs.
What are some bands you would like to recommend to your fans?
I have no idea. I don't know. Well, we're on tour with My Children, My Bride and Holy Virgin right now.
Yeah, I know.
And both of those bands are some of our best friends.
Something happened. I know.
So, and they're really good guys. So maybe check those bands out.
What's your favorite holiday of mine?
Christmas, just because, you know, obviously we're the Christian
Yeah.
part of it, and also just because, you know, holidays are fun with family.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Being home,
So, American tour, like you asked me.
You have 3 wishes. What are they?
An unlimited amount of buffalo wings.
If you could make a movie about your life, who would play you?
Probably Jackie Chan.
Yeah, UK. I want to go there one
That would make more sense.
I've never been, so I'm excited. Let's see, if there was a zombie apocalypse, what weapon and process of escape would you use?
Flamethrower. And
I can't wait till you get here, but I'm sorry. It's like,
I don't know. Probably, I don't know if escape as much as just hang out and wait for whatever's going to happen.
Okay, for the last question, is there anything you would like to say to your fans? And do you have any questions for the staff at the website?
Not really. Maybe, I don't know. Thank you to everyone that has listened to Haste today or come to a show and bought a t-shirt or you know, anyone that still buys music and will still pay for a ticket to go to a show, because that's, you know, that's how we make a living and that's how we conduct our ministry. And anyone that will, you know, that wants to bring unity to the music scene and be able to live out love, you know, the way that we try to do that. That's it.
Okay. Alright. Thanks, Jenna. Thanks, Mama Jenna, for helping out. And we hope you enjoyed the interview with Haste today. And I hope you guys should take the time to check them out. Thanks.
I have no idea.